Hello, I'm Laura and I'm in the Sugar and Crumbs kitchen today to show you how to make two-tone marshmallows and also a vegetarian version of marshmallows which I've got here. So it's important that you know that these are not vegan, they do contain an egg, so they're vegetarian version. So this one's there, and then this one, is this camera here? And this is the two-tone marshmallows that we're going to be making today. So yesterday I made these and this is mango and passion fruit, but today we're going to be making unicorn flavour. Okay, is anyone with us at the moment?
Yes, a few people building up, the audience is building up slowly, so just morning to everyone who's joined us so far.
Yeah.
Morning Kat, she says morning Laura and Co. Gillian Sampson's with us, Nikki Shevlin, Julie Whitehead, Sue Dead. It just takes a few minutes for everyone to join us, but the audience is building up nicely.
Okay, well thank you for everyone that's joined us so far and anyone that's joining us as the feed's going on. I'm in the kitchen today with Office Laura, who you just heard talking, and also Maria is here as well. And you may or may not see on the camera, but Harrison is in the background here. He's just got his first tooth today, so fingers crossed he's not going to cause too much fuss. So let's get started anyway. So I'm making the two-tone marshmallows first, and I'm going to be using the unicorn flavour. So in the marshmallows you can use any flavour that you want, you just change the icing sugar to the flavour that you want it to be. And I've got here my scales ready and a heavy base saucepan. Now for marshmallows or anything that you're using to make a hot syrup, it is important to have a heavy base pan, and what that means, it just has this extra thickness. It just means that the heat is distributed more evenly, so you're less at risk of burning anything. So I've got my pan ready there, and I'm just going to measure out 200 grams of the unicorn flavouring. That's so you don't have to get so close to me. Sorry. Okay, so 200 grams of icing sugar straight into the pan, and then to that we're going to add 200 grams of granulated sugar, which we've always got in. I'll add that. Yeah. Okay, and that goes in there as well. And then next we're going to take the gelatine sachets. Now I'm a fan of the powdered version just because I think it melts better. So I've already got here 180 ml of warm water, not kettle water, just warm water, just so that it can melt. It doesn't need to be too hot. So I'm just going to pour each of my sachets in there. And I'm using all three. They come in, when you buy them, they come in a packet of 3. They do, don't they? Commentator. So once all those are in, we're just going to whisk that in. You need to make sure that all that gelatine is dissolved in the water, and while we're just getting everything else ready, we need to keep making sure that we're whisking this and it's not setting. Otherwise it's going to go too lumpy, and when we try and add it to our marshmallow mix, it's just going to be in big lumps. So this is my normal baking conditions. So on top of it being really hot, we've got little man, haven't we? Okay, so when you've mixed it in, it normally looks quite frothy like that you can see. I'm just going to keep my whisk in there because I'm going to keep coming back to it and just giving it another little whisk. So we'll just pop that aside while we get the rest of our ingredients together. Yeah. Another carrot stick. Okay, so to these dry ingredients, we're going to add in some liquid glucose. And you need 160 grams, so it's a full cup. I'm just going to put that straight in there. I always find it easier just to chop the top off, so it takes that long to try and squidge it all out, and we're using so much of it. Excuse me. Can everybody hear me all right over Harrison? We've got a few more people joining us now.
We've got a few more people, and just to recap for anyone that's joined us just now, Laura's making two-toned marshmallows today. So at the moment she's using the unicorn flavoured icing sugar, but you can use any flavour, whatever your preference is, whatever your choice is. And again, it's the same with the colours. I think we're going to roughly what the unicorn flavour is, so it's just a nice pink and white as a representation for the unicorn. And then Laura's also going to be showing us how to make the veggie ones later as well. So at the moment, these are just standard marshmallows with glucose and gelatine. And then once we move on to the vegetarian ones, we'll take you through the different ingredients there.
Okay, so I've added all the liquid glucose in there that we needed, and then on top of that I've just got some cold water. I'm just going to add 3 tablespoons into there as well, like that, and that's everything that we need. So I'm just going to give my gelatine another quick whisk. It's important that you've got your gelatine ready beforehand, because you need to make sure that that is all dissolved into the water, so that when we go to make the marshmallows we've got it to hand ready. Yeah. So I'm just going to pop that over by the stove, because I'm going to now go over to the other side. Yeah, you can still see me. Okay, so we're just going to set this onto a low to medium heat. And I've just got a whisk here, and we're just going to let it dissolve slightly before we start to touch it. I just want it to start melting a little bit before I start messing with it. You don't need to overly stir it, but you just need to stir it a little bit at a time. So I'm just letting it warm up a little bit at the base first. Okay, and that's just melting the sugar down. So all the sugar that's at the bottom is just getting melted down. So I'm just going to give it a little stir, not too much, just to help it combine those ingredients together. It only takes a few minutes for it to start melting down really, so just give it a little bit of help.
So yeah, just to remind everybody, you can find all the recipes on the Sugar and Crumbs Mixing It Up site. Yeah. So there's loads of different recipes on there, and a lot of them, if not all of them, have sort of been interpreted so we can use our flavoured icing sugars and our different cocoa powders and things like that.
Yeah, we do see quite a lot on the especially on the group now that people are asking questions about what they can make with different flavours. When new flavours come out, you kind of think, well, what shall I use this flavour for? Obviously, your buttercream is your number one go-to recipe with icing sugar. But any recipe that has icing sugar in it, you can use in place. So if it says icing sugar in that recipe, you can use one of the flavoured icing sugars in that recipe, and that goes for the chocolate ones as well. So there is quite a lot of different things that you can do. Those recipes on there are tried and tested recipes that have been done by myself, by my mum, Jackie, Rob, and other people that have been on the lives. They are all ones that they do work because we have used them. So this is melting down well now. So I'm just going to give it a little stir. And what we're trying to do is, now that it's melted, we want it to start reaching temperature of 118 degrees. Now, I have a thermometer at home, a sugar thermometer, but I don't always use it because I'm one of those people that doesn't follow what I should be following and get out all the right equipment. I haven't brought it today, but it's not a problem because whenever I make for jaw marshmallows, I don't always use it. I do sometimes, but not. And I'm going to show you what you're looking for, so that if you haven't got one, you don't need to worry, you can still make it. You just need to look out for what I'm going to tell you. So is it this camera?
Yeah.
So I'm just going to stir, make sure that we've got no lumps, and I'm just going to go back quickly to my gelatine as well and give that another whisk, just to make sure there's no lumps in there. I've got my mixer here ready with a whisk attachment on, so that's what we're going to use to fluff up our marshmallow. And then I've got another bowl here at the side which I'm going to use to separate some of the marshmallow mix into, so that I can make some of it coloured.
So hi Vanessa, you've not missed much so far. It's still in preparation mode for the marshmallows at the moment. So Laura will run through everything in a few minutes in terms of what we've already added to the ingredients and what we're going to do. But ultimately we're making a two-toned marshmallow, and Laura's using the unicorn flavoured icing sugar at the moment.
Yeah, so I'll just run over quickly what we've got in here so far. So I've measured out 200 grams of the unicorn icing sugar. You can use any flavour that you want. So if you want to, the ones that I've made yesterday, mango and passion fruit, it's entirely up to you. And obviously you can two-tone them in two different colours, or you can keep one white, because the marshmallow mix does come out white unless you're doing chocolate. So you can mix it up and do whichever you want. That's up to you. So there's 200 grams of icing sugar in there. There's 200 grams of granulated sugar. You can use caster sugar as well. It doesn't really make that much difference. Pretty much the same thing. I've got 160 grams of the liquid glucose, which you can buy in any supermarket. It's normally in the baking aisle, and it's right next to where the gelatine sachets are. Which I've got here. So we've got the 3 gelatine packets in there, which I've just mixed with 180 ml of water. I'm just questioning my amounts, but it's only because I'm trying to think of how many different grams. So it's 200 grams icing sugar, 200 grams of the sugar, and then 160 grams of liquid glucose, 3 sachets in there with 180 ml of warm water, and then I've just added 3 tablespoons of water in here. So that's everything. This recipe is on the website, but it's under Marshmallows as Raspberry Ripple marshmallows, but like I say, you can do any flavour that you want. So we're just getting now to the stage where our sugar mixture is starting to bubble. When it's bubbling like this, you want it to have these bigger bubbles that you've got at the side there. Can you see them?
Just about see them.
Just tip it a little bit. Right. So around the sides I've got a lot more bigger bubbles. That's what you're looking for. When they start to get big all the way around, and that's how you know whether your pan's even as well, because you'll see them all the way around and not just on one side. That is the point where we want to give it about 3 to 5 minutes to just bubble away a little bit, and then we know that it's ready. So at this point you can stir it a little bit more, but we don't want to over stir it. So if you're using icing sugar that you've already had open, then it can, you know, if you've had it open and closed it, then you may need to sieve your icing sugar before you pop it in into this mix. So just bear that in mind, that if you've had it open and closed, that air just makes it a little bit more sticky together, so sieve it in. But if you haven't and it's a new packet that like I've just used, then don't worry about it. Okay, so just give that gelatine another quick mix. I'm getting really hot here. So you'll notice it's gone quiet. My brother's just snuck in and took Harrison away. So he's gone now. Don't want anyone worrying that I walk back over there and it's not there. It's not escaped.
It's disappeared. It smells amazing already.
Yeah, it does. So the unicorn flavour, it's not a flavour that I've used before, but it smells really nice. My daughter made some ice cream with it a couple of weeks ago. It is really tasty.
So just to recap on those the newest flavours. So unicorn is a blend of white chocolate and rose. Yeah. Mermaid is a blend of white chocolate and blueberry. Yeah. And llama is strawberries and banana.
Yeah, well done.
Have to think about that one. And then of course we've got the lemon and elderflower and the elderflower on its own, which are selling absolutely crazily at the moment. We can't make them quick enough.
Okay, so we're getting at the stage now where our syrup is really nice and bubbling away there. So just point it to that camera. So I've got bubbles all over the place. It's super hot, and that's going to be at temperature now. So I'm just going to take my whisk and the pan. I'm just going to be on this camera. Can you see that mixer? Have I moved it too far?
No, it's fine. We're all right.
Okay, so I'm just going to pop the mixer down and just start it on a low speed. And I'm just going to to there. And then I'm just going to use the whisk to scrape that out. Now it is important that once that mixture is ready that you get it straight into your mixer, because what happens is as soon as that starts to cool down it starts to harden, and that's what we don't want to do. We don't want it to harden before we've added in that gelatine that's going to make it all fluffy. So that needs to go straight in there. I'm just going to speed that up a little bit. So what's going to happen to this mixture is it's going to start to cool down slightly, but fluff up at the same time. So we're just going to give it a couple of minutes to start building up that thickness. And while we're waiting for that, we're just going to keep mixing our gelatine. So we're going to add that in a minute.
So yeah, thank you, Lucy. The recipe, and thanks to Kat. Kat just posted a link onto our Mixing It Up website, which is the Raspberry Ripple Marshmallows recipe. And like Laura said before, the recipe is classed as Raspberry Ripple Marshmallows, but of course you can use any of the flavoured icing sugars that you want. It's just a personal choice.
Yeah. Okay, so now that I can start to see that that mixture is thickening up, I'm going to start to slowly add in the gelatine on the same speed. And I'm just going to pour it in really slowly so I can make sure that that gelatine is getting combined into all that sugar mixture. So I'm just going to keep pouring it in until it's all in there.
So our audience is building up nicely. We've got over 100 people viewing us at the moment. For anyone who's new, do say hello. There's lots of familiar names here, but it's a really friendly group. And if you've got any questions at all, just pop them on the feed, and we'll try and help. And just as a quick reminder as well, we've also got our Sugar and Crumbs community group. So if you're not a member of that, you've managed to avoid us so far, have a look and join the group. Again, that's a group for really friendly people, lots of positivity on there. And it's a really nice way of sort of seeing what everyone's doing, if you've got any questions or advice that you need for anything, or just to have a chat about the products that we stock and sell. It's, like I say, it's a lovely community group and it's really friendly, so you'll find that on Facebook. And if you are new, just as a quick reminder, the Facebook Lives are held every Thursday at 11 AM and also on Monday evenings at 8 PM. So we have a variety of guests that come and join us and demo new products and new recipes that we might not have tried and things like that. And it's just a good way of keeping up to date with what's going on and the products that we stock and just different ideas really. So make sure you join us on the Facebook page on Mondays and Thursdays.
Okay, so I would normally do getting the baking tray ready before I start my mixture, but I'm doing it now because we've got 10 to 12 minutes for that marshmallow to thicken up. So I didn't want to stand there 10 to 12 minutes with nothing to do, so I'm going to do this now. So I've got here just a brownie tin. They're normally quite a similar size that we, in the supermarkets where you buy them. So I've just got a normal size one here. And I've got some cling film. And what we're going to do is just prepare the tin ready for the marshmallow to go into. So you need to go over the tin, leaving a little bit of excess on each side, because when we put the marshmallow in, we need to then cover it up with the cling film while it's set. So I'm just going to get that chopped off there. And then I've got a little pastry brush here, just got a little silicone one. Just need to push the cling film down into the corners, stick into everything. And then I'm just going to take a little bit of oil. You can use vegetable oil or sunflower oil. I just normally use use whatever's in. It's not going to add any flavour or anything to your cake, so you don't need to worry about it. So I'm just going to tip about a tablespoon in there, and then I'm just going to use the pastry brush to try and cover as much of the cling film as I can. Everywhere that you get that cling film, yeah, that's right. Everywhere that you brush that cling film is going to stop it from sticking to the marshmallow, so that when it is ready we can take it out and we're not going to worry about trying to peel it off. Now, I don't know whether you've noticed that I've got marshmallows stuck on my armpit here. Now, because I was chopping and preparing some earlier and I've somehow managed to get it there. I don't know how. It is super sticky, and that's why we need to make sure that we've got plenty of oil on here to avoid that. So I'm just going to put a little touch more because we then need to do the sides. So don't forget to brush the rim of cling film on the side of the brownie tin there, because that is also going to be stuck to the marshmallow. So I do both sides, even though one's only going to be touching. One side's going to be touching my marshmallow. I just want to make sure that I've covered all the bits, and you'll see what I mean when you make it yourself. So I'm just going to spin it. Okay, so we've got that ready there. So I'm just going to keep an eye on our marshmallow because I'm going to two-tone it. What I need to do is separate, so before that gets to the consistency where I want it to be, the fluffy marshmallow, I need to take half of it out so I can colour it, and then I'm going to leave half in. I'm going to take out some that's going to stay white, and I'm going to leave half of it in that I'm going to whisk with a colour. But I need to do that before it gets to the stage where it's too thick, and then I won't be able to spread it out. So we've got the tin ready there, so I'm going to pop back over to this side. And I've got ready here my colouring, so I'm going to use the strawberry colour splash, and I've got my bowl and I've got my spatula. So I'm just going to check the consistency of this, because at the moment we've still got a runny marshmallow, so it's too runny for me to separate, but it's not too thick that I can't have a bit more time. So I'm just going to speed that up slightly. So just give that another few minutes, and in the meantime, while we've got a bit of time, can you hear me alright?
I think so, yeah.
Bring the microphone over. So I just want to go through some of the classes that we've got coming up over the next couple of months from September. So in September we've got Natalie Porter, who's coming to do a rose wreath class on the 2nd of September, and the space is still available. All these classes are going to be here at the Sugar and Crumbs kitchen, and that's in Stockport. You just need to go onto the website and book your slot, and you have to pay a 50% deposit, and the rest is payable on the day.
I'll contact them so many days before.
Oh right, so many days before your class you'll be contacted for the remaining payment. So we've got Natalie Porter Rose Wreath class on the 2nd of September, which is a new trend for wedding cakes. Turn that down a little bit. And she's also coming back on the 3rd of September to do a filler, buds and berries class. So that's everything in between your roses, everything that you need to fill in the little gaps. A great class for just inspiration really, and finding out how to make it all work together. So that's on the 3rd. And then on Saturday the 8th of September, Carol's going to be doing a Nifty Nozzles class. And again, based here in Stockport. Then in October, we've got Zoe from Fancy Cakes is going to be doing the bride and groom toppers. I'm just going to turn that off a second. That's on the 15th of October. On the 16th of October, she's going to be doing the Bollywood cake topper. And on the 17th of October, the hand-painted roses on top of your cake class. So all those classes are available on the website. Like I say, it's 50% deposit now and the rest payable a few days before your actual class. So if you're interested in any of those, then please have a look. So just pop that aside. I'm just going to check this. So now we're getting to this stage here. So we've got a nice thickness there, it's nice and silky. So I'm just going to separate some of it that I'm going to keep white, and then I'm going to fluff it up a little bit more with some colouring. So into my bowl, you see that? So I'm just going to take about half. I'm not measuring it out or anything. There we go. So we'll just take out about that much, and then I'm going to. This stuff is super sticky. Scrape some of that back. So this is almost at the consistency that I want it to put in. So I think just a minute with the colouring, and we'll be good to go. So I'll just stick that there. It's the problem when stuff's sticky, you just don't know where to put it. Okay, so I'm just going to put in some of the strawberry colouring. Now, how much you put in depends on what kind of colour that you want. These colour splash are true to colour, so you don't really need a lot, but I want a nice vibrant colour so it stands out. So I'm just going to give that a quick whip. Because it's getting stickier and stickier, I don't really want to mess with the sides too much, so I'm not too worried about it having a bit of white marshmallow on the side, because once it goes in, it's not really a problem. Okay, so my colour is mixed in there. So I'm going to take over to the other side. And back to my prepared tin. So I'm just going to pour in the white. Oh, I could eat this just like this. But can you see it?
I've just lost that camera.
This camera?
With the tin, yeah.
Alright.
So, I'm still on you, but just give me 1 minute.
Well, the problem with marshmallow is that it starts to set as soon as it's in there. So I'm just going to still spread this out, and then hopefully we'll have that camera working again in a minute to get there. So I've got my spoon there that's got the oil on. I'm just going to use that to back off this. So just bear with us while we get that.
It's all right. I've got a slightly different angle so we can still see what you're doing at the moment while we get the other camera set up.
So I'm just trying to spread that out as much as I can in that tin without getting too sticky. Oh, I shouldn't have put that there. And I'm just going to go back over now and get the rest of my marshmallow mix. So try and scrape it down a little bit. Like I say, it's if you've ever had that marshmallow fluff in a jar, it is so sticky. It's hard to get everything off, so don't worry about it, just eat that later when you're finished. So I'm just going to pour out the rest on top of that. So we've got our two colours. Sticky. And I'm just going to get as much out as I can. So this is why you can see that you need that oil on your cling film, because it just sticks to everything. My daughter had loads of fun the other day licking the rest of it, and she was quite pleased about. So I'm just going to use that spatula. So once it is in the cling film, it does start to spread out slightly on its own, but you are going to have to push it out a little bit into the corners. Now if you wanted to add any sprinkles or anything on top of your marshmallow, then do it now while it's super sticky. There we go. So I'm just trying to cover all of my white there. Okay. And then I'm just going to cover it over the top with my oiled cling film. So just tuck it in there like that, around the edges, and then again with that side like that, and then you're just going to leave it in that tin there. I normally make this at night time, so by the morning it's ready for me to slice up. But you know, obviously if you're making it in the day, it takes about 4 to 6 hours depending on the temperature. Obviously with it being so warm at the moment, it can take a little bit long to get, you know, completely set. So I have made some yesterday which I'm going to slice up and show you what to do with it when you've got to this stage where it's set. So I'm just going to pop that out of the way and bring in the one I prepared earlier.
So just a quick question from Sue Peters. She said, is there anything else that you can use other than oil to prevent the stickiness?
Not really, no. Oil,
it's flavourless, so it's not
yeah,
it's flavourless.
You can't taste any oil, so you know, if you have like vegetable or sunflower oil, you can use any oil, you know, that's not overly strong.
Yeah.
I've used olive oil in the past because it's all I've had in. I've just had the light olive oil, and it's so minimal on it, and to be honest, because it's trying to stop the marshmallow sticking to the cling film, a lot of it stays on the cling film. So when you unpeel it, it is still there on your cling film. It's like a barrier. So you can. All I can say is that you can use any oil to do it, but don't worry. We've got liquid glucose running down the side of the kitchen top. I'll clean it up, don't worry. So the next stage when your marshmallow is set, so I've got some here. I've already started cutting it up because I wanted to show you what it was going to look like. So this is the two-tone kind of look that we're going for. Obviously if you don't want to two-tone it, you don't have to. You can just colour it all in one colour or just leave it as it is, it doesn't matter. So in this bowl here, I've got the in the recipe, you'll see it says to use 250 grams of icing sugar. 200 is to make the marshmallows, 50 grams of it is for this stage. So in here, I've got 50 grams of the icing sugar and 2 tablespoons of corn flour. And what we're going to do is use that to stop the marshmallow from sticking to the other marshmallows, because at the moment it's all stuck together. So I've just got it here on the plate. I've just put a little bit of icing sugar underneath it. I'll put it up there so you can see that. Just so I can put it on that plate. So you're just going to take your marshmallow. I've only got a little bit here to do. You can cut it into any size that you want. It is still sticky, but if you just kind of do this sort of slicing motion, just keep lifting your knife up, it will come apart. If you want, you can put a little bit of oil on your knife, just keep like brushing it on with that silicone brush if you're having trouble. So we're just going to slice it up into cubes, and then I'm just going to drop it into this icing sugar corn flour mixture there. And then all we're going to do then is roll it in that mixture just on all sides, and then just use another marshmallow to take some of the excess away. And then the difference is that they don't want to stick together anymore. They're not friends. and then you can just pop them all in there, and it just means that you can take them out and they're not going to be stuck together. So if you wanted to bag these up for friends, when they're like this with the powder on, you can just put them in like a little cellophane bag and hand them out to your friends or family, or you could just have them in a bowl ready to eat as and when. They do keep for, not that I've ever had them in my house that long, for about 10 days. So, you know, if you've got some left and you want to save them, then you can. And the difference between the shop bought marshmallows is that they've got all the added preservatives in to make the shelf life last longer. But I think it does take away some of the taste. So making your own, like anything, always tastes fresher and a lot nicer.
And there is a massive difference in flavour of these marshmallows as well between the shop bought ones.
Yeah, obviously because you're using our sugars. So I'm just going to get the rest of these chopped up quickly, and then you can say that that's a finished batch. You do get quite a lot, so don't go mad making tons at once unless you are going to eat them all, because you do get a lot with these ones. So we'll just finish rolling them out. So is there any questions, Laura, about
no, just a couple of people saying about recapping on the recipe, and Kat O'Reilly and Lindsay McCarran very kindly put the link up to the Sugar and Crumbs Mixing It Up website.
Yeah.
And just to reiterate again, the recipe does state raspberry ripple,
yeah.
But as we've mentioned, you just change the flavour to whatever you want. It's just complete personal choice.
Yeah. So these ones here that I'm chopping up now, these are mango and passion fruit. I just thought they'd be nice change. The kids normally like to have strawberry milkshake or chocolate milkshake or something like that, but I'm sure when I get home my daughter will be happy that I've made some unicorn ones today as well. So I'm just finishing off making a mess. I should have worn an apron. So there you go, that's the last two, and they're done. Okay, so next I'm going to wash my hands, and I'm just going to quickly move out some of this bits, and then we're going to go straight on to the vegetarian marshmallows. So just give me one moment while I just move all this out of the way, we can get started.
So we're still here, guys. I've just put a quick banner up for anyone who's new, just to show you who we are, and to give you our website link there. So as we said before, all of the flavoured icing sugars can be purchased directly from us at Sugar and Crumbs, and it includes the chocolate ones as well. So we've got mint chocolate and chocolate milkshake and Jaffa twist. And like Laura said before, when you're making the marshmallows, they will come out white, except obviously if you're using the chocolate flavours. So I don't think you'll be difficult choice to pick a flavour, to be honest, just because the amount that we've got at the moment. And again, like we said, it will come out white, but you can colour them. And Laura's used the Colour Splash gel, so just to give an effect of the unicorn, and like she has done with the mango and passion fruit as well. You know, you can keep them white if you wanted to. It is just down again to a personal choice of whatever everyone fancies. So Rachel Williams has said as well, pizza cutter could work well to cut them up. Just whatever's easier, really. And then again, for a couple of people who have missed bits or can't stay for the full Facebook Live today, we will have the whole video pinned to the top of the Facebook page when we're finished. And also the video will be uploaded to YouTube. It's normally by Monday, it just depends on how long it takes for it to upload. And you'll have seen Maria going around the kitchen following Laura, doing...
She's my biggest fan.
So Maria does the fantastic little 1 minute videos that you see. So it basically just squeezes everything together into a 1 minute video, which is all the best bits and all the important bits basically of what you need just to have a quick recap to run through the method of everything.
Okay, so just wait for Maria just for a moment. Just getting worried that I'm going to start without her.
And someone has said, how do you store them to keep them fresh?
So I normally just store them in one of my Tupperware containers. So because they're covered in that icing sugar cornflour mix, that stops them from being sticky. So they just go into that tub, and then I leave them in the treat cupboard, and everyone just keeps going in and picking at them. So they can last. They can last for a week to 10 days in our house. They'll be lucky to see the weekend. But yeah. If they're in this, like I say, if you're giving them to friends in the cellophane bag, they're fine. You just need to, with the weather being so warm at the moment, it does kind of, make a bit of a difference to our bakes. Things aren't lasting as long, so just eat them.
Eat them quicker.
Yeah, eat them quicker. Don't mess around. So, ready, Maria? Maria's busy washing up for me. So I'm just going to go through quickly about this agar that we're going to be using before I start anything. It is for vegetarians and for vegans. The marshmallows that I'm making today are vegetarian friendly, they're not vegan friendly because we are using an egg white. So I just wanted to clarify that this is not a vegan marshmallow, it's a vegetarian one. So this agar, you can get it in flakes or you can get it in powder. We've got the powdered version here, which was very easy to find on Amazon. You get quite a lot of it. You only need 5 grams per recipe. This recipe doesn't make a lot. This, apart from 3 that we've had, this is the entire amount of marshmallows. So if you wanted to double up the recipe, then you can do. But obviously give them a try first, see what you think. I've done this twice now and they've both gone fine, so fingers crossed it's going to go fine today. It's slightly different in the fact that it doesn't have as much ingredients in this recipe. You still get that kind of marshmallowy feeling, but with a more sort of crispier outside. They last for about 5 days, but the good thing is with them, and as you'll see from what I've done here, is you can pipe it. So the marshmallows that we just made then, you've got absolutely no chance of piping, which is why you normally see all marshmallows come in squares, because it's just the easiest to do. But you can pipe these ones, so it's a little bit different. And if you've got vegetarian people in your family or kids, then it's a little bit more fun for them to make, that they can do their own little design of marshmallow. So back to the agar. It's a plant-based product designed to be a replacement for the beef gelatine. So it's vegetarian, vegan friendly, and it's going everywhere. And it just comes in a little packet like that. So are you ready, Maria? So again, I've got here another clean saucepan that's not had anything in it. It's heavy based again, and I'm just going to add into that our ingredients. So I'm going to use lemon and elderflower for these ones. So again, like with the other marshmallows, you can use any flavour that you want. We're going to use 50 grams of flavouring with the icing sugar. So I'm just going to pop that in there first. I'm going to get a nice cloud of icing sugar. There we go. Okay, so that's just going into my saucepan there. And then 150 grams of the granulated sugar. I'm rubbish at weighing stuff out. Okay, so that goes in there as well. And then we're going to add in 5 grams of the agar powder. Now I don't know which one of these is meant to be 5 grams, so I'll just weigh it out, just to be safe, because I don't know. There we go. I'm just going to put that back in the bag so it doesn't go everywhere. So that goes in there as well. So I've measured out 75 ml of cold water in my jug here, and I'm just going to take this all around to the other side because we're using an egg white, so it's just those 3 ingredients there, the icing sugar, granulated sugar, and the egg there. I'm going to take that with my water round to the other side. And we're just going to pop that on the stove there. Now I've got my mixing bowl here with a whisk attachment, and just to get started before I start heating my, so I've got an egg white, so it's just 1 egg white. Can you see on this one?
Yeah.
Is this too far away?
No, it's okay. I'll have to adjust just because we're a camera down. So thank you, Maria.
Oh, right, okay. So we've got an egg white here that I've just, well, obviously it's just the egg white. I've told the young girl, don't know what I'm saying. So I'm just going to pop that in there, and we're going to start whisking that just so that it's ready, because it needs to be ready before the syrup's ready. What I'm trying to say. So I'm just going to put that on a medium setting, just so we can get that frothy. So coming back over to our mixture here, I'm going to turn it on again to a low medium setting, and I'm going to add in the 75ml of water. And then again, I'm just going to let that heat up slightly before I start to whisk it. Sometimes if you mix these gelatine products too much, it can make them crystallise, so we want to avoid that. Maria's trying to get my eyes in. Okay, so again, with this one, choose any flavour that you want. We're using the lemon and elderflower, just a favourite at the moment of the limited edition ones, and it's just so summery. So it started to dissolve, so now I'm just going to slowly whisk the powder around the corners. So unlike the beef gelatin, I've not had to dissolve that agar separately in this recipe. It just goes straight in. And it's such a fine powder that it just melts straight away. So I'm just going to stir that slowly while it's heating up. So we're looking for the same kind of thing, that we want to get this to a nice bubbling texture. Make sure that you're keeping an eye on the mixer for that egg white. I think when you only put 1 egg white in, it seems to take longer because it's so low. So to have ready, next to your mixer, you need to have your colour ready. So for the lemon and elderflower, I am using the lemon colour splash colouring. Again, use any colour that you want to. So I've got that there ready, and you just need to stay between your hob and your mixer, keeping an eye on both. So my egg's starting to froth slightly now. My syrup's melting, so you can see that, can you see in that camera?
You see you can,
yeah. So it's going to there's no bits in there, everything's dissolving in. So from this point is where we just want it to start heating up. Is there any questions so far about this?
No, there's no questions at the moment. I think it's appreciated though that you're doing the vegetarian version,
yeah,
just as an alternative.
We just see on the group especially, we just get a lot of questions about vegetarian, vegan options, and I think for me, because I'm not vegetarian or vegan, I don't really understand. I had to actually Google what was the difference between vegetarian and vegan because I wasn't too sure. But I had a look at quite a lot of recipes for vegetarian marshmallows and vegan ones, And I just felt that the vegetarian version is easy. It's quite a lot easier. It's not that much substitution, whereas the vegan ones was quite a lot of products that I didn't really know anything about. It just felt like a lot of unusual things. So we thought we'd give the vegetarian one a go today, and I will keep looking for a vegan one and give it a go so that we do have that option as well for you.
And I suppose it's to ensure that it's the best alternative product. Obviously you can make a marshmallow vegan, but whether it tastes and acts like a marshmallow can be quite different.
Some of the products that they were using in the recipes that I looked at, it just felt like it was going to take the flavour away. Sometimes there's just not much point in doing it if it's going to remove all that taste. So this is starting to bubble now really well. So just as it's getting to temperature, I'm just going to speed up that egg a little bit more. And I'm just going to turn this down a little bit. We want it to come together at the same time. So I'm just going to turn back this camera. Job as a camera woman.
We've just lost it.
Maybe not then. Sack me from it. We'll be back in a minute.
We'll be back.
So that was nicely bubbling. So again, it's normally reached the temperature that you want it to when it starts going bubbling mad. But it is quite important that you go from it being very hot into that mix. Can we not get it? I've ruined it. Alright.
It's alright, we'll be back in a second.
Oh, I thought I was getting a new job. I'm just going to pop that back on with my egg.
We're back.
We're back. Yeah, we're back. Sorry about that interruption. So my egg white is frothy, and I'm just going to start pouring in this syrup mixture, so it's nice and runny, and we're just going to pour that straight in there so it can start to combine with that egg white like that. Okay, so just give it a minute and then add your colouring into it. So I'm just going to speed that up a little bit.
So Nikki Shefflin said she's going to try a vegan recipe for us and let us know.
Oh right, well that would be brilliant if you could. And with any recipes, I think the thing is these days not everyone understands what everybody's different needs are in baking, with gluten free and vegetarian, vegan, and that kind of thing. So if you are gluten free, vegan, vegetarian, you've got any good recipes that you would like to share with us, then please do, and we will give them a go. And then if we can work it out, we'll do a live that's just vegetarian, vegan related. So you've got a few more options. So I'm just getting to that glossy stage. Can you see in there? Can you see, Laura? Yeah. So I'm just going to add in a little bit of this lemon colour, and again I want quite a bright lemon. We're just going to mix that in. Now this doesn't take as long as the marshmallows to get to that nice fluffy stage. Spatula. So just keep with it at this stage while that's cooling down and it's getting nice and fluffy. But like I said, this is pipeable, so it's not going to get to that fluff, thick consistency. It's going to be thick, but still like a piping thick. So I'm just going to stop and keep checking it. It's still too runny there. That's just going to come straight out the piping bag, which we don't want. So just tap it on again. Just give it another quick mix. Just keep lifting and checking it. So it's a little bit thicker. So another minute. I've got my spatula
Smells
on
amazing.
hand.
Smells fantastic. I love that flavour.
So out ready on the other side of the kitchen, I've got sort of a piping bag, I've got my scissors, and I've got a piping nozzle, which I'm just going to use the Wilton 2D today, but you can use a 1M or I don't know what the others are called, but the other ones, whichever one you want to use. So I've got my piping bag ready, my nozzle ready, and I've got some scissors. And you also need some baking paper or parchment paper to pipe onto. Okay, so I've lifted it up now, and I don't know whether you can see, Laura, but we've got a nice thickness there. So that's the stage that I want it to. It's not quite as bright as I wanted it to be, but I'm going to go with it because I quite like it. So scrape down what you can, and then take it around here. Okay, so I've got my baking paper. There, and my piping bag.
Hey.
Oh, it's there. Okay. So, get your piping bag and nozzle ready. This recipe is not on the website yet, but I am going to put it on there today. Okay, so scoop up some of the mixture. Now, if you wanted to, you could have a couple of piping bags with different nozzles on, so you could do different things, or if you've got two kids that wanted to help, then you could just split this mixture up between them. But you do need to do it as soon as it has finished mixing, because while it's warm, because otherwise it is going to start setting. So over here on the marshmallows that I've already done, I've just done some little drops and some little like rose shapes. And that's just what I'm going to kind of do now. So how big you want them to be is entirely up to you. What you want to go for. I just want a nice bite size sort of piece. So we've done some little blobs there, we'll do some little rose shapes. Like that. I love the consistency of these, it just feels so nice to pipe. It's like in between a buttercream and a cream.
Yeah, I'm really surprised that you can even pipe it.
Yeah, but that's what I like about it. It's just something different. So I'm just going to get as much out of this mixture as I can. There. So do a few more roses. So once you have piped all of this, it takes about 12 hours for them to become set like this. Run out of paper. Let's move these ones off a second. So you can leave them exactly as they are once they've set, which is like this, and I'll chop one up for you in a minute so you can see what it's like. So 12 hours in a cool place. Now these ones don't last as long. You've got about 5 days to eat those. Now you can just eat them like this as they come out. They're not as sticky as the other ones, so you don't need to have the icing sugar cornflour mix. But if you wanted to, just as a bit of extra flavouring, then you can do. You can just, what you would do is just, so I've tried it both ways, but I didn't actually realise that you didn't need to do it because the recipe says to do it, you would just put it into your mix of icing sugar and then just pop it into your sieve and just sieve it off. Because they are a softer sort of texture, you don't want to squash them by, you know, messing with them too much. So I've got a knife, got one here, so I'm just going to chop it open there so you can see. So it's more like a melt in the mouth marshmallow. I don't know how to explain it really, but underneath you can feel that it's like quite marshmallowy under that side. Can you see? Can you see it moving?
Yeah.
But on the top it's got like that crisp bit. So when you actually eat it, you get like two different like tastes from it, like two different textures, but they're really nice. Which is why there's not many left. So that's the vegetarian version. I hope that you do give it a go and that you like it, because they do actually taste really nice, and they're as close to marshmallow as I can get. So I do hope that you have a go and you do enjoy it. And that's everything for today. I just need to let you know that Monday night we've got Claire Corbett here, and she's going to be doing cake pops. And then next Thursday, that's at 8 o'clock on Monday. And then next Thursday, I'll be back at 11 o'clock making fudge. I'm going to do a tablet fudge and a soft fudge, just so you can see the different variations that you can get from that. I've not decided on the flavours yet, but they will be, like I say, like with the marshmallows, you can do whichever flavours you want to. So please tune in next Monday for Claire Corbett at 8 o'clock making cake pops, and then I'll be back next Thursday the 19th at 11 o'clock making fudge. And please like and share, and we will see you all again soon. Thank you. Bye.